How's it going? Bizzaro here for test subjects. We were making something for a room, and I came up with this technique to make kind of a faux wood, and I really wanted to share it with you. So this is what has been made. This is a hat rack, as you can see here. This is you can hang your hat on, right here. Boom, boom, boom. The problem was these have to have RFIDs in them, and hollowing out wood would make it brittle and stuff like that. And so I tried to figure out how do I, do this. So we found this board. It is a repurposed board from Hobby Lobby. Thank you, 50% discount. Which it's cheaper and easier to find wood like this. It's already aged, like $15 discounted. So this is just easier on us for time and effort and stuff like that. We could have made this look like this, but we didn't want to. So, what I decided to do was use PVC, thin-walled PVC. So from the back here, this is used to say garage. From the back here, you can see that these are just PVC pipe right here. The RFID antennas are going to slide inside of these guys here, like that. But what's cool is how I got these to look like wood, and I would like to share that with you now. So this is what I use. Ooh, it's confetti. So what you're going to need for this is some PVC tubing here. I am using 3/4 inch PVC, 1120 SDR21P, whatever. It's the thin-walled stuff, not the thick-walled things that you normally end up with. So you want to get a hold of some of this. And the reason is these antennas, these are RFID guys here. You can find these online. Fright Props has them, but you can get them from RFIDadvance.com, I think. Anyway, so you have these little antennas here. And if you have to saw these little doodads, these little mounting things off, and once you do that, these slides right down into the pipe very easily. The other thing you're going to need is you're going to need some of this contact paper, like a dark wood if what you're using is a dark color. If it's a light color, obviously don't use dark. And these are the two magic components right here. This is the multicolor texture Rust-Oleum spray paint, Autumn Brown, that I used here. It kind of gives it that gritty look. It has that texture to it. And then I also use this Valspar, I don't even know what color this is, flat. This is just a tan spray paint to help make the color a little more dusty and everything like that. And I'll kind of show you the process that I used. So step one is to remove the backing off of your contact paper here, and what I do is I start rolling this off of the stuff like this, and then letting it pick itself up, and then letting it overlap just a little bit, not a ton, and then I will cut off this. This is a little sloppier than how I did it before, but this is just kind of to show you, like that, and then you fold this over. And now you really can't, so you can't really see a seam, there's not a lot of bubbles, you end up with a really nice smooth piece. Now this of course looks nice by itself if this is exactly what the thing you're making looks like, but this is not what the thing we were making looks like. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to trim this down a bit if you didn't cut it to the exact size. I always like to overcut and then just trim, that way you get right up to the edge. And I will suggest buying a tiny pair of scissors like this that have these little, has a tiny nub, like, so you see this angle here on these scissors right there, that guy, like that. The smaller that is, right there, the more you can get close to the edge of something and go snip snip, like that. But having a tiny pair of little scissors like this comes in really handy. So now that I've covered this with the contact paper, I'm going to take our textured spray paint here, and I'm going to dust it with this. You don't want to cover it too much because you still want the wood grain to show through, but you also want enough of this kind of roughness on there so it kind of has a wood feel and stuff like that. And also, if you're making a hat rack, it'll grip the hats, which is nice. So as you can see, this has a little texture on it like that. The contact paper bubbled a little bit, but that will lay back down, and you can also push it back down. It won't really affect it any. And so now I'm going to use the tan to kind of dust it up a little. Now that I've dusted this, you can see it's got a light color to it. You can still see some of the wood grain through it, but it has a texture too. So it will match our hat rack wood. Speaking of which, Greg has wood.
I have some wood.
Which you've already seen. And as you can see, this matches, more or less to the stuff. This is a quick and dirty version just to show you what was going on. But so if you ever need to throw some RFIDs into a hat rack or a tube for some reason like that, then it needs to look like wood, there you go.